Riding mass.
Energize the spheres.
Riding mass.
Hello, everyone. I would like to introduce you guys to the Sentinel of Radiance. This is a fun little minion that people know, a lot of people know these days. First node that you take when you're leveling a Guardian. This guy is huge. He has a big Righteous Fire effect. It's you'll see how big it actually is in a second, but it's about this big, maybe a little bit bigger actually. It's a large Righteous Fire effect that scales based on how much HP he has, as well as your level. As you can see, his level is equal to yours up to level of 85. Throughout the campaign and up through yellow and into early red maps with basically zero investment, he will just 1, 2, maybe 3 shot almost every single unique or rare that you come across. However, he falls off pretty hard, particularly as you can see, he caps at level 85. And then as you're pushing into higher red maps, he really falls off. He'll still clear white and, easier blue mobs pretty easily. He's good for garbage crew cleanup. However, it really does fall off. And I wanted to see if you could invest a little bit more and just into him and see what you could do. There are a couple other examples of some folks doing this. Xenonic right here got it up to 6.5 million DPS, as well as Dread right here has an example POB. I don't know if he actually ended up building this. He has an example POB at 8.8 million DPS, but I wanted to throw my hat in the ring and see what I could do with him. I'm doing a couple things differently than those guys. My POB is at 8 million DPS, and as you saw in the intro clip, I think that's a pretty realistic amount of damage that we're actually doing. It is a very solid amount of damage. You can kill bosses, non-Uber bosses, actually pretty easily with this guy. Also, caveat, I do want to say I did not turn this into a well-rounded build. We have 0 defenses. I will probably even die in this map. I will die in 1 hit. I did not invest into defenses whatsoever. This is just a prototype example of, fun little thing. So the concept here is, as I said, he scales based on how much life he has. The only other real thing that we have to scale him with is minion damage. And there's not a lot of sources. Well, we did end up with a good amount, but really the only sources are on your passive tree, your weapon, your shield, and ghastly eye jewels. That's kind of the main ways that you can get it. We do have a large cluster jewel right here. We do have a Fortress Covenant in a cluster jewel, so there's no downside. For 45% increased damage. And then we have medium cluster jewels right here that give as much minion life as possible. So if we look at him right here, we can see that we have 783% increased life, giving him 342,000 max life right here. And then if I've used a minion skill recently, we have 855% increased minion damage. We're also using an Aminamu's Gaze, which gives us an additional 30% damage over time multiplier for the minion because he's doing damage over time. This is really good for him. And then we have our 2 strongest jewels right here. The mods that we want on our Ghastly Eye are minion life and increased damage minion skill recently. Besides that, everything else that I've put into this build is in the service of debuffing monsters. So that is Infernal Cry, that is Elemental Weakness, that is Flammability with a Profane Proxy for shock as well on our Skitterbots. We have Flesh Offering right here, just so he moves a little bit faster. That is a downside. He is pretty slow walking around. So I actually have Alternate Quality Convocation right here. Where is it? Anomalous Convocation, so he walks a decent amount faster. So he's not too slow like this. We are running Malevolence. We are running Aspect of the Spider. We also have an Animate Guardian that also has an Eye of Malice. I'm using an Eye of Malice. Then he has Dying Breath as well as Legacy of Fury. So all of this is in the service of debuffing the monsters so they take more damage, have less fire resistance. And then the idea is we just summon this guy every 38.4 seconds. More minion duration is really good. Convocation every 2 seconds or so, and he will kill everything with his Righteous Fire effect. And then, yeah, you can see that it's pretty big. So he's right here, and you can see the minions are dying at this range. So pretty big radius. It's pretty big. And it is a consistent, you know, when they're fully debuffed, 8 million DPS. When I don't have the debuffs up, it's still about 6.5 million DPS. Really good for... He can clear legions. He can clear breaches. He can kill blights pretty well. All you have to do is stand there and observe. Now, if you wanted to turn this into a real build, you would sacrifice some damage. You'd go for jewels that have life for yourself as well. I did not bother doing that. I just went for quick rolls on my jewels personally. And then we would probably go for, you know, Shock Avoid, toss in a Storm Shroud. I think we could sustain still about 7 million DPS, 6.5 to 7 million DPS, and turn it into like a real build. Which is my plan. After, you know, after this video, this is just big boy only video. It's just showing what he can do. But it's not a real build. This is just a showcase of like, hey, if you just want big boy by himself. The angle that I'm thinking is something along the lines of a popcorn SRS setup, because we have so much minion life scaling. And by using minion instability support, yeah, look at how easily he can kill even hard essence monsters. That's a quadruple essence monster that he, that's just his burning aura. His hit does hit pretty hard, but he attacks very slowly, so that's not even a concern. But yeah, I'm thinking a popcorn SRS angle, and then like I said, we'll actually put some like real defense in here. So we'll do a Dawnbreaker, maybe keep the Eye of Malice, I'm not sure. Might be an angle there with, you know, regular rare helmet with Fizz taken as, etc. And then we can get like elemental weakness effect right there. And then let's get him summoned. He wasn't summoned. You do have to remember to resummon him, which is a problem. But then, yep, get him on the screen, and he'll do some damage. There we go. So yeah, it's pretty good. There's not much else to talk about. It's a pretty simple setup. It's, you know, we got this cluster jewels, minion life, minion damage. We're using all the tattoos. Oh, the one fun thing here, I fit this into every build that I can right now while we have tattoos. This will definitely not be as strong without tattoos. We are doing all Hinekora Warmonger minion life tattoos. As you can see, every single int node that we have, we are grabbing every single Warmonger tattoo. We could do that because of Supreme Ostentation. So we have a Elegant Hubris right here with Caspiro that gives us Supreme Ostentation, so we don't need attributes whatsoever. That allows us to just ignore that, you know, suffix requirement on our gear, and then we can put every single tattoo that we can get into the build. In addition, an Impossible Escape right here, right over here with Necromantic Aegis, and then we found an Elegant Hubris that has really good nodes for us. So yeah, we have 240% minion life right here, 80% minion damage, 12% aura effect, 50 lightning res, and then this is just whatever, melee damage. So very powerful, as well as allows us to tattoo everything. I think this is one of the coolest things you can do with tattoos this league. If you can fit it in, it's a really big level up. So that's the general idea. Pretty simple tree. Like, this is a very default minion, like Guardian minion tree. So yeah, nothing special on the tree. Big thing that we're doing here is just the Replica Shroud of the Lightless with, you know, all these Ghastly Eye Jewels. Anyway, that's it. Just a fun thing I want to show you guys. This is not a build. Just a quick little showcase of a thing that you can do if you want to play around with some niche things in the game. And I think this could be a real build. And that's what we're going to be doing the next couple days. So yeah, I'm going to go get ready for the stream. We are going to have the league name and date announcement today, which I'm really excited about. I really hope it's December 8th. Want that new league to start really soon. I'm really excited for it. So yeah, thanks for watching. See y'all soon. Goodbye.